What's good, everyone? It's your boy Sifu G, the Esoteric Warrior. Hope everyone's doing good today. Alright, so I've been asked a question from Trina Caria. Thank you so much for the question, Trina. And you asked about what the iron rings do. And the iron rings, I'll just show you. These are the iron rings that I use. And as you advance, 5 is the max that you should be wearing. Anything more can actually do some damage to your body if you're not strong enough. So you see me using only 3, and 3 is enough if you got an injury like myself. That was just to test out my neck and my shoulder. I wouldn't go any more than that. The most important about the rings is it builds strength in your bridge, but, and this is a very important but, the iron rings can throw out your timing, right? So in Yokomun, we use the iron rings and we'll hold out each move and build the strength for a few seconds, and to the next move. We have a form called Yin Qing, and it's a long form that uses dynamic tension, and it was designed for using the iron rings, and it's over about 200 and something moves. It takes about 5 to 6, 7 minutes to complete the set, so it's a complete bodybuilding set. Now these rings were made by my father, Terry Harefield, and they're heavy iron rings. They're not the light ones that you see are sold and hollowish. These are very heavy. So my ones are heavy because my dad makes everything friggin' out of iron and stuff like that. He was a sheet metal worker by trade. So he used to make me a lot of my apparatus and iron rings, because they're quite expensive to buy. Now, a lot of people that I've seen try to stack on about 8, 9 rings each arm, and you can just tell that from the beginning their structure is wrong and they look absolute stupid, and they're doing their jikbo all wrong because they can't hold the rings up. So the first thing that one learns, especially something like in the Yokomun Yin Qing or the Iron Body, the Golden Bell from Grandmaster Du Wei that I teach, you must learn how to do the dynamic tension correctly, and the whole structure and the theories and principles behind the form itself with the breathing. So the dynamic tension is isometric training, right? So you're using tension to push out and pull in, and you're contracting muscle groups designed to strengthen up the body. Not only will it just do your whole forearm bridge, but it will do your rib muscles with the correct posture, your shoulders, your back. If you go straight to heavy and put on a whole lot of rings and be an idiot, you can actually throw out your shoulders and destroy your neck and your spine. So a good teacher will make sure that their form is perfect and they're doing the correct breathing with dynamic tension, because once you put the rings on, it's a heavy workout. So it's a bodybuilding exercise for Kung Fu people. A lot of boxers will grab a hand weight, like a little dumbbell, and practice their punching. Excuse me. That is fine, but in Kung Fu we have a lot of grabs, we have palms, we have fingers, and the hands move completely different in Kung Fu than it does to boxing. These will also pinch your skin when you're doing movements, so you're going to get bruised a lot, and if you punch hard and fast, they slide up the hand and hit your bones in your fist and all parts of your wrist. So it gives a bit of conditioning. That ringing sound will also work your mental focus when you're training, just like the roller bar. With the inside the roller bar, it moves and makes a noise, and some people get distracted from noise when they're trying to focus, right? So for instance, now I put cloth around 2 of the iron rings, and then I tape it up so they don't fly off. So some forms in Yolkamun come from the white eyebrow system. Grandmaster Ha Hon Hung was Jernlai Chung's first disciple, and he kept all the Bat Mei sets as the external, added a few more sets from his previous Hungar Troli Fat that he learnt, and created his own extra sets, which is very good. So for instance, as I adjust the camera, a lot of people will, if they're too heavy, you'll see them do this with their shoulders. Their stances end up being too wide or too long for what we do. So understanding the correct structure of the body first and doing the form correctly, you'll be able to then add 1 or 2 rings and build up and hold the moves out. For instance, Yin Cheng comes up like this, and then it uses dynamic tension out, and breathes in, pushes out, and does like 3 times, right? But you're controlling all your movements without going like this and like that. So everything, setting the shoulders correctly, your rib muscles and your breath when you do your moves. Right? So it's good for the body, it builds up the body. Although once you take the rings off, your movements will be light and fast. It helps with some speed and cardio, but it throws off your timing. That's why you got to do the pads and work your San Sao techniques. In Yolkamun, we used to do all our hand forms with the iron rings, take them off, and then do it again without the iron rings, pad work and everything else. So it's just an exercise to build up the body and the arms correctly. That's all. It's nothing mystical about it. It's another challenge to help just build up the body. So that's as much as in a nutshell. I wouldn't do it. You might want to do it a couple of times a week to start with and build it up. But other than that, you can do your own type of weight training to build the body up if you haven't got iron rings. It's only a traditional device to help build it because of the type of hand formations that we use. Other than that, you can do like boxers just by punching with a little dumbbell and still get some type of muscle strength in your movements. But that doesn't mean you're going to hit harder as well, right? So it's just a muscle building device to help you get stronger and challenge the body and the mind at the same time. All right, Trina, I hope that helps. They're good, but you got to supplement it with other things, right? You can't just expect I'm putting on the iron rings, I'm going to get big and strong. You do it incorrectly, it can damage the body, and I advise to find a teacher that can do it correctly, because I've seen people put on all these rings and they can't even get their jig bow properly without the iron rings. So stupidity will never help. right? So learn how to do the forms properly with the dynamic tension, without the rings. Do it as much as you can till you're tired, and then later challenge yourself by putting on a couple of rings and build up from there. All right, Trina, thanks for the question. Hope that helps for now. Cheers.